So it's time to get interactive, and Pakpakpa man is here. Hey, Pakpakpa. Steve,
it's been
I haven't been on interactive with you.
Yes. I mean, there's always a first time.
So what's up?
I'm great, but you know that there seems to be a lot happening in the country already. Yeah, not so much. I mean, the MPP saying this, doctors doing that.
That's right.
A whole lot, and people even spending the nights at the ministry because they
have to be posted. Okay. All right. So let's see.
It's interesting. Well, okay. Now it's that time when we get talking on the issues making rounds today. Hello and welcome to the interactive segment here on Joy News Multi TV. Coming up, government is asking striking doctors to return to work by Thursday, or, well, I guess it's as good as mine. And also, opposition New Patriotic Party is calling for a new voters register. Why exactly? Well, we'll be telling you pretty shortly. And we'll also get your views on a picture that's making the waves on social media. My name is Kwabna Chenchainibot, and you're welcome to Join This Interactive. Welcome back to Joy News Interactive right here on Joy News Multi TV. And as usual, we always encourage you to be a part of this program. You can join us on our various social media platforms. On Facebook, it is Joy News on TV. On Twitter, that's twitter.com/Joy News on TV. You could also send us a mail on joynewsim@multitvworld.com. Your WhatsApp number is 0560 800,000. That's 0560 800,000. Now, the strike action by the Ghana Medical Association is almost 3 weeks old. The doctors are asking for documented conditions of service, else they will not return to work. Now, government seems to have had enough of the rants and raves by the striking doctors and is now asking them to return to work by Thursday, August 20. Now, government says doctors who fail to go to work by Thursday will be considered to be in breach of the labor law.
In order to minimize the effect of strike on our people, I have directed that 1, heads of facilities should ensure that their facilities resume the provision of full range of health services by Wednesday, 19th of August 2015. 2, effective Thursday, 20th of August 2015, all members of GMA who have not reported and assumed full duty shall be considered as being on strike and in clear breach of the Labour Act. 3, heads of facilities are also requested to monitor and provide weekly updates of which health workers are at post to my office. 4, house officers. According to the Health Professions Regulatory Bodies Act 857 of 2013, a house officer means a practitioner who is doing housemanship, while housemanship means a period of training in an approved hospital or in an institution by a practitioner who has completed basic medical or dental training in a recognized institution or university.
Well, that was Health Minister Alex Segbefia there telling you that, you know what, if you don't go back to work, we might probably get some people to replace you there. Now, still on the doctor strike, and to help minimize the impact of the ongoing strike, government has chosen to get some help from our Cuban counterparts. We'll be bringing you that pretty shortly, but let's take some of your comments now on social media. We could start with Facebook first and foremost, obviously. Okay, we do not have Facebook ready yet, but there are some WhatsApp comments here. Maybe let me take a few of them. One here says, and what shows that this time around foreigners won't... Okay, well, you are talking about something else. The NPP issue, will be coming to that pretty shortly. I mean, that's about the NPP talking about the voters register. They're calling for a new voters register. We'll be coming to that pretty shortly. But now let me take some comments over here. This one coming from Nketia J. Bernard in Bonsum Kwanta says, on okay, we're also talking politics. It seems a lot of people are quite interested in politics, but anyway, let's see. Let me go to Facebook then. I'll take Facebook once I'm done with Facebook, and then I'll be able to take your WhatsApp comments. Okay, let's start with Facebook now. And the very first comment from Nantoma Mamudu Badim Sugru says, I will appeal to the doctors to please return to work and forget the unfortunate comments made by the NDC communicators. Okay, and Toma, that's your comments there. Ray Enyemenko says, because you have Cuban doctors, see what you are saying. Mr. Minister, fix their problem and forget these Cuban doctors. Okay, Edem Ajade says, are these doctors Christians at all? We should all remember God will ask us how each and every one of us attended to his or her work during a short stay here on earth. Because of money and other life worries, people are dying. God have mercy on our souls. A few more messages here. And Issa Mahmoud says, oh, Ghana, where can an employee dictate to his or her employer? Let's put Ghana first. Why? Okay, I'm supposing you've been paid, and so you don't really feel the pinch there. Lottie Jones says, GMA greed. The Ghanaian cheated and NPP supports the greedy doctors. You had an agreement with the taxpayer last year to offer your... Okay, obviously, you have a lot more to say. Facebook just cut you short there. Clue Kelvin says, why should a country with this economic hardships, public servants be so unsympathetic? I feel like weeping. Hearing all these strike issues, especially from the doctors, we know they are really... okay, we know they really deserve more, but why can't they be content with what they have? What about the poor and weak at home? God have mercy on us. Nopo, God knows Billy, says, well said. But, okay, well, Nopo, I'm sorry, I can't take your message there. Safety says, so when will this health minister and his... Okay, well, I can't take that as well. Lottie Jones says, the August 2015 salaries of striking doctors will be halved. You're laughing, eh? Okay, quite interesting. Mohammed Astro Damongo says, it is absolutely... Okay, you think it's nonsense for an employee to dictate to his or her employer? I'll take a couple more and then we can move on to other issues. Samolama says, why not sack those who are not willing to work? Gladstone Ameleke says, lovely. And Jatabi says, so what about those remote areas which have not been listed? Facilities. Okay, you're talking about the remote areas which do not have those quasi-government facilities, and as such, well, you're thinking people who are actually there may not be able to do this. Now, okay, there's been a lot of talk going on, but the GMA, well, should I say, a former General Secretary of the GMA has been responding to what government has had to say about the doctor strike. Now, I want to know how exactly the doctors have been responding. Let's take a listen to this.
In order to minimize the effect of strike on our people, I have directed that one, heads of facilities should ensure that their facilities resume the provision of full range of health services. Every year, we have a number of Cuban doctors come into the country to assist. At the moment, we have 16. Most had departed, waiting for the new batch to arrive. And we have 16 still waiting to leave. The weight of this strike is felt within the teaching hospitals. And let me be clear, these are Kolebu, Okomfonoche, to some extent Cape Coast. Tamale is working. So it is not nationwide. They are working doctors. But because these three teaching hospitals are the major referral hospitals and take the brunt of people who are sick, it is felt more. And so with the Cuban doctors, instead of leaving them where they are, we intend to start bringing them in to assist in these teaching hospitals.
So we had to bring back that particular soundbite from the health minister, Alex Segbefia there, and well, Cuban doctors to the rescue. Like I was saying, the Ghana Medical Association, they've had a lot to say about this, and particularly the former General Secretary of the association thinks what government is saying is a joke.
If doctors had not started this process, would the government have sat down with them even to discuss the ground rules and, for that matter, to discuss what conditions of service are? A rank and file of DMA is prepared, if I should go by what happened at that meeting, that this thing can go to its logical conclusion. If they are going to lose their salaries or they are going to be taxed, so be it. That is how I understood the situation there. And I don't think that is good for anybody in this country. We have to sit down now and let sober minds sit down and find a way out of this situation. If you want Cuban doctors to come and hold the fort, Cuban doctors come and we've worked with them, and we know the caliber of staff they bring here. They bring nothing compared to what the Ghanaian can do. So it's just a joke, if I should say that the minister is proposing they are going to bring medical assistants, Cuban doctors, retired people. It is not going to work. The system is going to deteriorate. And I'll be very sad that on his watch as minister, the health system in this country broke down. They should sit down and negotiate and talk. GMA is prepared to listen. Everybody is prepared to listen. But government is not listening to anybody. They are prepared to show the macho stuff. Nobody is interested in that. Look, they brought up an example. They said people had to go and pick it at the accountant general after 11 months without salary before they were paid. So if they have to pick it for 1 year, 2 years, they are prepared to go. And don't mind you, as we speak, a lot of people have left this country because of this frustration. And a lot of young doctors have left because of this frustration.
Okay, so quite interesting there. But what have you been saying about the possibility of we Ghanaians having Cuban doctors here to help mitigate the impact of the strike action?
I think the government is right, because human life should be considered first. Though the doctors are saying whatever they are saying, and the government is also saying whatever he's saying. But the issue is, if they should go to the negotiation table, to me, it is better. Because some of the doctors even are not happy with whatever is going on. But because they are in a GMA or whatsoever, so the Cuban doctors should wait. For human factor, human life first.
I don't think it's that much good, but since they have not been able to resolve the issue with our doctors, and there are people falling sick visiting the hospitals, for the meantime they can retain them, because the Cuban doctors are not for free. They pay them also, so they can retain them for now, but they should try as much as possible to come to a conclusion with our doctors so that they can go back to post.
This is a good idea for now, because we can't say if the doctors are on strike, so people should die. You understand? So it's long and short is that we are only pleading to the doctors. All Ghanaians, I think every Ghanaian is pleading to the doctors to just call off the strike and then go to work. So at least after that they can go to the table and negotiate with the government, because people are dying.
Well, let's do some more social media comments, and obviously we have to go to Facebook. Let's take a few comments from Facebook. And Snow Ebo Newman says, are the Cuban doctors up to the 2,800 doctors on strike? Common sense. So why don't you guys admit that you have misused Ghana's money, so there's none to settle the doctors, slashed off your own huge salaries to the doctors, so the doctors will understand? Okay, so you are suggesting that the government officials slash their salaries so that the doctors will sort of understand or bear with them. Okay, Asare Kwekuwe Paul says, hey, Ghanaian doctors, why? Okay. Obeying 4th year Samson says, okay, let's see what happens after tomorrow, whether the government will indeed sack them or they would have to resign. Well, government has given them up to Thursday, not Wednesday. So let's see what happens by Thursday, the 20th of August. Emmanuel Sam says, doctors must be given what they deserve for a better healthcare delivery system. Okay, I think you have a fair point there. Lottie Jones, you recklessly blackmailed the government for a demand expected in January 2016 by abandoning your duties in August 2015. And with such a wicked mentality, you think we should celebrate you as national heroes? Apu, please resign to enable Ghana know it has a certain vacancy to fill. And inshallah, we will fill the vacancies that you create, Mr. And okay, well, you seem to call them Mr. and Mrs. Greedy people. Okay. Abeku Krenso says, is this the right move? I hope so. Oh, Mother Ghana. Akosia Eje from Poma, I hope those people are working for free. Okay, so Akosia is pointing this particular message towards the Cuban doctors, that she hopes they are working for free. I don't think they'll be working for free. I don't think anyone ever does work for free. Justice Barima says, are the Cuban doctors robots or invisible creatures who don't need anything to live or under whose expenses are they going to rely on? Okay, your message is not too clear, but I think what I'm getting from this is that, okay, they are obviously also going to be taking some money, so we might as well invest in our very own people. Madine Michael says this is an ad hoc measure. The two parties should bury their egos and power and come up with a common agreement. Richard Curtis says useless move. Okay, well, You think the government is useless? Okay, that's your point. Eko de Bonzi says, hope is the right decision. Ego versus power. Kofi Nyako says, are the Cubans going to work for free? Okay, you believe it's a stupid decision. I can't agree with you on that. But maybe 2 more comments just before we do WhatsApp. Boniface Yeboah says, God save us, Mr. President. Come to our rescue. Ghanaians are dying. And Mohammed Mustafa Salia says, I bless Cuban doctors and curse Ghanaian doctors. Okay, that's a new one. That's a new one. Okay, so I'll just take 2 comments from WhatsApp and then we'll go for a very quick break. We'll be back with some more political stories. Now, one message here. Okay, let me bring up this very message. It says, okay, Cuban doctors for where? Better Ghana agenda pioneer. OBK from Kintampo. He sent another one, says, is bringing Cuban doctors the way to solving this impasse? I don't think so. They will be giving conditions of service as the doctors are asking for. Our leaders must sit up. We are cutting our own nose to spite our own face. Ghanaians must wise up. God is watching. Okay, OBK. Point well noted. Let me take a few more of your messages. I'm saying just about 2 more. I humbly appeal to our hardworking doctors to go back to work. They should consider the poor majority of Ghanaians and save lives, because if they are to listen to the propaganda machinery of the NDC government, many lives would be lost. Their strike is legitimate, but we beg them to go back to work. This coming from Asare Bru John Zach from Winneba. Okay, at this point, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with some more stories. Don't go away. Welcome back to Joy News Interactive right here on Joy News Multi TV. Let's now turn our attention and do some politics now. And the opposition New Patriotic Party is asking the Electoral Commission to provide a new voters register for election 2016. Now, according to the NPP, their checks reveal the current register is bloated by at least 76,000 names. The party met the press earlier today, and Vice Presidential candidate Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says tens of thousands of foreigners have been found on the country's electoral roll.
In this regard, our investigative team started trying to obtain the voters' registers across all of the bordering countries. We obtained the Togo voters register, and this was publicly available in Togo. This is a sample of the voters register in Togo, right? So we obtained the Togo voters register to begin the investigations. So this is a sample with all the details. We used what we call facial biometric recognition technology. So basically you are trying to look at 2 people. You search the registers of both Ghana and Togo, and then the program will look at characteristics, facial recognition characteristics, look at the distances between the eyes, ears, and so on, the mean, standard deviation, mode, kurtosis, standard variance, and all of that. And then, so you take this to have a sense, because you are trying to do biometric facial recognition technology.
So do you also believe that the voters register is bloated? Well, the NPP thinks it's bloated by as much as 76,000 people. I think that's an underestimation anyway. But let's do some other stories now. And most people usually attend weddings just to see one act. That's the point where the priest says you may kiss the bride. That's amid the ecstasy and the euphoria, some couples may shy away from it. Well, there's this picture making the rounds on social media of a couple who did justice to the opportunity given them. But one other person, let's just watch this. Okay, so you can see that picture there, and I'm not the one going to describe this picture. I want you to, I just want, you see, put yourself in our shoes. Assuming you were working in this environment. You are an editor and you were to caption this picture, how would you caption it? Anyway, that's a trending video for the day, but that'll be it. But just before we go, Lord Harris Edward Asare has what's trending coming up shortly.
now, Kwesi Nyantakyi has been re-elected as the GFA president. Let's go find out what the reactions are on Twitter. First tweet is from Fifi Original, and it says, hard work results in easy win. Okay. Next one is from Pop J. Power for the next 4 years in 20 minutes. Awesome. Okay, well, he was referring to the Congress. Thing didn't take too long. And here is Kuma V, and he's saying that the PL will die. He was actually responding to the report that Kwesi Nyantakyi had been declared the president of the GFA. I'm sure he's referring to the Premier League. The next one is from Elvis, who tweets us Aluta King 2000. Hey, ZANU PF GFA leader president Kwesi Nyantakyi Mugabe is going for another 5 years so that he can kill our Premier League. Well, finally, this is from Papa_Mensa_Ba_Sami, and he's saying that danger is looming at the GFA. I don't know whether it's because Kwesi Nyantakyi has been re-elected, but well, this has been what's trending. My name is Lord Osei Asare.
So, guess what? I think there's a Mugabe everywhere.
I know. When I grow old, I'd like to be a GFA president.
Why?
So that I could go unopposed each time. You know,
for about 14 years?
For more years, you know, till I die, actually.
So you want to be multimedia's Mugabe?
Oh, get out.
Anyway, but I'll be for Johnny's Interactive. My name is Kobna Chenche.
And mine is Stephen Enti.
Have a good evening.
Good evening.